Hello everyone. Today's video will be taken at rather interesting location in my basement, not in my service as usual, and I will be talking about only one element. The element which I am going to talk about is the rear subframe for 140 Mercedes. And what I want to show you or tell you is the subframe bushings for the rear subframe for this subframe. Yes, what specifically I want to show you how you can easily remove the bushings, because from internet and from some mechanics I have heard that these bushings, these ones and these ones in the corners, can be removed only with a special tool, but that is not true. Well, maybe it is true, but I have found out that you don't need any tools at all. So as we can see, the construction of the bushing is following. It has a aluminium, I guess, sleeve inside of it, and then it is coated with rubber for suspension purposes, yeah, for dampening the potholes, whatever. So yeah, as we can see, this is the bushing, how it's made. It has metal under this rubber where my finger is, and it just slides into that hole. And basically I don't understand why people say that this bushing can be removed only with tools. It can be removed simply with a hammer. I will try to show it to you. It has this flat spot. It sits in like this, yeah, and it is pressed in from factory. And what do? You just simply turn the subframe upside down and you just smash it out with a hammer, like I did. You smash in the walls. Be careful, don't smash the subframe. You just smash in the walls, and then you just punch it in the middle. Yes, of course you will damage the bushing, but if you are replacing them, well, what's the matter? They can be damaged. So this is what I did with the bigger ones. As you can see, both of them are removed, and now I need to remove the smaller ones, and I wanted to make a video about them. So yeah, the bigger ones are just simply pressed in and nothing is securing them, if you put it that way. But the smaller ones are pressed in, but they have these locking tabs which secure them so they don't bounce around or jump out. And yeah, they are just metal tabs which are bent over this edge. So to undo them, I think you can do it with flat blade screwdriver. Let me try it and I will show it to you. So then what do? You just take a flat blade screwdriver and just put it under this tab and just bend it up with the help of leverage. Just push it outwards, and yeah, these bushings are now unsecured, if you will. So yeah, they are now free to press out. And again, some people would use a tool. I will show you the easy way out. So the easy way out is right in front of your eyes, and yeah, you just take a hammer and simply do this. You need to bend it inwards a bit. As you can see, it is slowly bending, and yeah, I will try to just punch out the middle. Maybe it will work. Well, not so much. Let me try another technique. So I must admit that not everything was so simple as I explained to you. I thought I can hammer out this bushing too, but if you hammer it, you just push out this middle piece. It goes like this. Yes, you got me. And it is holding in stronger in this like groove or hole, whatever you want to call it. So my tactic was to just smash it with hammer. That did not work, and then I just added some slots. I like grinded into the metal so it gets weaker on one spot, and this bushing was installed like this. And then I just took a screwdriver and just piled it in between the bushing and the subframe, and it just smashed it out. It went till this point where there is this lip, and it just pushed it out. So one bushing is removed. As you can see, this hole is still round. It is not damaged, like it is straight. So I would say hammer and screwdriver technique works. Those came out with only hammer. Here you need a screwdriver and a hammer. So one bushing removed. So the second one, yeah, as I said, just push the screwdriver in this hole with hammer, and I will show to you how it comes out. So you insert it here where there is this flat spot. You just like push it inside with a hammer, and I will try to do it on camera. Maybe it will work. Yes, it is simple as that. Live action. It took me like what, 5 minutes, and you don't need any special tools. Okay, this applies to the subframe if it is removed from the car. Of course, you cannot do it while the subframe is on the car, because you simply have no space to do it. But as you can see, yeah, everything is simple, and it cost me like what? Everyone has a hammer at home, and everyone has a screwdriver at home. So yeah, this is the removal process. I will now continue with installation process. I have new of these bushings. So the bushings and the installation process, as you can see, all of the holes are empty, and the subframe is ready for new bushings. Comparing the bushings, as you can see, these are the old ones. Yeah, this is the pre-facelift design. As you can see, they are different a bit, but they do the same job. Basically, yes, I have seen them on internet, and I thought they are not original, but they are indeed. Where was the part number? Yes, here's the part number 140, blah blah blah. So yeah, they changed the design with years. So yeah, now I need to install the new ones. Some people say you need a press, but I don't believe in it. Because if I could smash them out with a hammer, I think I can, of course, carefully put these new ones back in with hammer too, with some wood or something. So yeah, but first thing I want to do is to clean these holes from all of the old rubber. So I grabbed not wire brush, but this is some kind of soft material, and yeah, basically do this. As you can see, it removes the rubber elements left over, but not the metal, the paint. So something like this, and do that to all of the holes. So I will do it and get back to you. So for now I cleaned up only this hole, and here's the new bushing. I looked up the images of the subframe, because you don't want to put it backwards, otherwise you will waste your bushing. These are very rare. And this is how they go in. Basically, there's a flat spot here, and the flat spot is here on the subframe too. So yeah, you install it, and it should slide in. Not with your hands, of course, but yeah. For lubrication purposes, I will use silicone spray, so it is sliding more easily. Just be generous with it, slide it around, and maybe add some on the bushing too. Maybe this is not the correct way, but I have installed bushings in the past with this method, and I did not fuck up. Let's put it that way. So yeah, the bushing is now in its housing. Then my idea is to take a piece of wood, so I don't hit the metal itself, and then just take a huge hammer and smash it in with a huge hammer. This is my preferred hammer, pretty big, and just bash it. So yeah, I will try to do it and get back to you with the results. Hopefully I do it. So the hammer and the wood plank method did not work. I made some indentations, but it did not go in. So yeah, basically what I did, I found a piece of metal like this one, a strong one, a thick one. I just drill a hole through it, and now I will just press it in with holding one end with a wrench, and turning the upper nut with a wrench too. So basically I will just press it in. I know I will not do it completely, because this part of the bushing needs to protrude a bit under here. So when I will come to that moment, I will think about extending this bracket down so it seats properly. So I did not try it yet, but I will do it and show you the progress if there is some. So there definitely is some progress. As you can see, it is almost halfway installed. So yeah, I bottomed out. I bottomed out. I can feel it. The debushing is already protruding out. So now what I need to do is to find a proper spacer, which is like a finger thick, so I can move this support plate down. I have some metal pieces lying around, so let me find something. So this is my version of spacer. It looks pretty sketchy, but I will try to do something with it. I think it will work. There are not a lot of forces here. Hopefully it doesn't shoot in my eyes. So, and just like that, the bushing is fully installed. As you can see, there is no more gap here. On this side everything is good too, and it is fully seated in its place. So yeah, my tactic with these spacers and everything worked. And of course I know not everybody has metal pieces lying around, but I think you can figure something out. A metal plate, thick one so it does not bend, and a few spacers. To be honest, you can just use a socket. It's like exactly as deep as you need it. And yeah, the logic is pretty simple. So yeah, I now need to remove the bolts, the nuts, and I will show you the final result, as they say. So the final result looks something like this. As you can see, the bushing is fully seated. I cannot move it within its like hole. So yeah, and it is protruding out as it needs from the bottom. So everything is good. And yeah, main thing is not to fuck up when you install it, because it can go in from the bottom and from the top. But I checked my pictures I don't know how many times, so I don't fuck up. And it needs to be like this, so that slot aligns. You cannot install it like crooked. So anyways, one of the bushings is installed. This is the big one. Now I want to install one of the small ones. Well, the installation process is pretty similar. Yeah, you just take a bushing, wherever it is, you push it in, and just do the same as I did there. Yeah, only this one needs a smaller, this spacer on the bottom. But you get what I mean, and I think it is not anything difficult. So yeah, let me try to install the next small bushing. So moving on, I was trying to install this bushing for like 2 hours. I tried different like spacers, washers, nuts, whatever I had around. I ended up using grease, not silicone spray, but I finally got it going in. The problem I was having is that with this method, which I used on that, there it worked perfectly. Here it did not work perfectly because the center hole for the bushing is offset a bit, and naturally when you try to press it in, it goes in like crooked like this, and I could not figure out what to do. But then I added this long piece on the top, so it bottoms out on these like edges here, and it presses more centrally. I don't know how to explain. I hope you understand. So yeah, finally I have started at least to install this thing. Now I need to remove the nut, and I will show you the progress then. So basically progress looks something like this. Yeah, it is halfway installed, and from the bottom, as you can see, it goes in smoothly too. Now I need to like flip this around, install this piece on the bottom so I can space it out with these things on the edges, like I showed you there on that bushing, so it goes in all the way, because when it goes in all the way it protrudes out a bit, so it cannot bottom out on this material. Yeah, it is late, maybe I'm speaking like understandably, but I hope you get the idea. So yeah, I will show you the final result. So finally, after building some impressive contraptions, to space out the bushing, it has finally sunken in all the way. As you can see, there is no seam here. Yeah, it is fully seated. Now I need to bend those tabs. But yeah, that's not the most important part. The most important part is that it is installed fully. Yes, and I did it finally. It was a nightmare to figure out how to do it, but as you can see, I did do it. Yeah, and basically you don't need any special tools. All you need is a threaded rod and you can do it. Yeah, this is the one bushing installed. I will install the last one and show you the final result. So finally all of the bushings have been installed. All four corners are done. All I need to do now is to bend over these tabs. I don't know what's the purpose of them, because the bushing got in so tightly. I don't know what needs to happen it to fall out even without these tabs, but anyway, if they are there, you need to use them. Yeah, you just bend them over the lip. So basically, yes, this bushing is done, that bushing is done, and what can I say about this job? This job is totally do-it-yourselfable, if there's even a word like that. And yeah, as you saw, I did all of myself. Even blood exists on my hand. This bushing I did tear a bit because of low experience, let's say that way. So yeah, but that one got in very smoothly. As you can see, I used the grease again. And yeah, nothing special. You need to figure out how to use spacers so that it goes in all the way as I showed to you, and so they don't bind up on these edges, like they go in straight. Basically, this is my tool arsenal: a threaded rod. If you are using the same tactic as me, use this long nut, not these small ones, because they tend to strip out. This has a larger the place where to slide on this rod. Because these rods are made in China, they strip out, as you can see here, and if this thing is long, there's less chance that it will strip out and do this like here. So yeah, basically, as I said, everything is done with hand tools, with hands. I did not even use my impact gun or anything. Before installing the bushings, I cleaned up these holes with this wire brush, as I said. So basically, yes, this subframe is now ready to install on the car. Do-it-yourself style. I still need to replace these bushings. These are for the rear differential, and I don't even know how to replace them, because you need like a socket, a large socket, to press them out into the socket, but I think it will be easy. Saying that, it will not be easy. So yeah, basically this is the subframe bushing video, and the subframe bushings are installed, as you can see. So I hope this video was helpful in some way, and yeah, see you next time in another do-it-yourself video.